answers? I think I'm entitled.
You want answers!
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is time, folks. It's all coming out, and it's all coming together, and it's coming out now. Now, will the mainstream media cover this? They should. It is very fascinating information. They may cover it, they may gloss over it, but I think we as Americans need to understand. I've heard way too many times, John, you're just making this stuff up. John, right? This isn't real. And then, by the way, these same brilliant guys are like, prepping's dumb. Really? Really? Yeah. How do you feel about that 3 months or 6 months supply of food you have in price value compared to what you have to replace it with? And that's just going to get worse. This is about power. This is about money. It's SHTF, folks. But understand this. It's all coming out. Hunter, Burisma, Zelensky, and secret people behind the scenes, folks. You know, we've been told that Russian oligarchs are bad and that Putin is bad, right? We're all supposed to believe that. We're all supposed to justify this idea of creating an enemy in Russia. Perhaps, world terrorism, these radical knuckleheads from the Middle East, maybe having them as an enemy just isn't good enough, We don't dare have China as an enemy, so let's pick on Putin, right? But what's coming together, folks? What is coming out now? It appears Hunter and Joe have a common connection to Ukraine's President Zelensky, and it's a strong connection, and it's tied to big money. And haven't we always said, or at least haven't we always heard, even if we don't believe it, we keep hearing that war is a rich man's racket. It's how they make money. It's how the very rich, the 1%, have always made money, and that is pushing for war if they can't push for dominance. So there's this fella named Kolomoisky. He is a Ukraine oligarch, folks, and aren't we supposed to hate oligarchs, right? They're evil oligarchs. They got their power, through theft, graft, corruption, bribery, murder, whatever, right? So Kolomoisky is a Ukrainian oligarch. And guess what he owns in Ukraine, folks? The largest reserves of natural gas. He is, as far as we know, the third most wealthy oligarch in Ukraine. That's just the reports, folks. Now, Kolomoisky is also a media giant, kind of like Disney in America. He's a media giant, and he hired Zelensky, get this, as an actor, right, to be portrayed as the president, right? They had a political TV show, kind of like, The West Wing, right? And Zelensky was an actor there. He was the president. Kolomoisky appears to be this connection, this money, political power, connecting individual between the Bidens, Zelensky, possibly the Clintons through Hillary, and pushing NATO into Ukraine to protect himself. Kolomoisky needs to protect himself from Putin and other competitors in the world of energy and power. That's what these oligarchs do, is they push for their own power. Now, in a lot of cases, very wealthy people fund both sides of a war and make money off of both sides, guaranteeing themselves protection by whoever wins the battle. Like Ford Motor Company, for example, made trucks, engines for the Germans in World War II, the Nazis. He also made Jeeps and other equipment for the U.S. military. So no matter which side won, Ford Motor Company was assured it would exist. In this case, Kolomoisky is tied to Ukraine. He can't benefit if the Russians win. He will lose if the Russians win. So that's why he is pushed to grab what he has. And now he is pushing to bring in NATO to protect him. That's why this push for World War III. Let's look at this another way. In other words, and other ways to say about it, Hunter Biden's boss and benefactor at Burisma Energy, natural gas, is the same Ukrainian oligarch billionaire who also claimed the position of boss and benefactor over Voldemort Zelensky before he became Ukraine's president, right? Zelensky was famous portraying a president on a TV sitcom, Servant of the People. He's an actor. And yes, Ronald Reagan was an actor, but this would account for this very young political figure, Zelensky, his dramatic statements and presentations on TV. That's how he saw it. He's acting when he spoke to the U.S. Congress. Kolomoisky provided what? Security, lawyers, vehicles for Zelensky during his campaign. Right? This is the connection between big business and politics. Right? Kolomoisky's bodyguard and lawyer accompanied Zelensky on the campaign trail. Right? You bet he was a protected asset. Now, in 2012, Zelensky's production company, right, entered into a deal with Kolomoisky's media group, received lots of funds, millions and millions and millions of dollars. Now, in America, a presidential election is billions. In Ukraine, it's millions. Just different scales, huge and little, right? Ukraine, but it's still significant, right? Kolominsky also, according to some researchers, is accused of embezzling $5.5 billion through a private bank, subsidiary in Cyprus. And Cyprus is like Europe's Cayman Islands. Right? That is equal to 5% of the country's gross domestic product. In other words, there's a lot of corruption going on, a lot of accusations. Now, this is just, take this video as hearsay, satire, poking some fun at these scumbags. But it's also very real, right? I'm sure every nation on the planet has business dealings that are corrupt and filthy, tying money to powerful government officials. In this case, folks, Kolomoisky is accused of funding the Ukraine's Nazi Azov Battalion Army. And that's just another piece of the pie. Funding and directing Zelensky from actor to now Führer in his dictatorship he's declared. That's another piece involving the Biden family, starting under the Obama regime through to today. The connections now make more sense, do they not? Do you see how energy issues, the shortages of energy in Europe, that it didn't just start over this Ukraine issue. They've been having issues for years as their supply has been dwindling and the costs have been going up. Kolomoisky is seeing, folks, dollar signs galore. Everyone in the energy sector is seeing that. And they all want to control it. That's what this is about, folks. It all makes sense. What were the Bidens, the Clintons, the U.S. State Department doing in Ukraine? I mean, apart from bioweapons research, who knows what else is out there, folks? But do you see this energy issue, which we're all feeling as we go to the gas pump? And Kolomoisky's natural gas reserves are critical. And he's begging, I'm sure, for NATO protection through Zelensky. And this shows how big money, right, is pushing for world war as a potential outcome if they don't get their way. Right? Rich people, what do they care? They're not going to fight the war. They're just going to benefit from it. How many other oligarchs from Ukraine, folks, are tied to energy and resources and tied to the Bidens and the Clintons and others? And it's more than just about Kolomoisky. It's about all of these rich people over there pushing for reserves. If we only knew all the facts, we would definitely not support what is going on. As it is, folks, we're being told to support this. If you don't support the effort, then you love Putin, who is an evil, evil man. Right? Well, I don't love Putin, and I certainly don't love Kolomoisky, and I certainly don't love Zelensky. Right? I am a lover of liberty and peace, the U.S. Constitution, and our freedoms. These people are the opposite of that. It's about money and power. It's about energy and resources. If we only knew all the facts, but at least on the Prepared Mind Network, we can discuss them. We can look at them, we can examine, we can accept them or dismiss them. It's up to you to decide for yourself. As for me, I choose food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and a means of self-defense. Because I see what's coming, folks. Be prepared for a whole lot more. I'll check in next time. You're going to enjoy these broadcasts, folks, as we shed light on what's going on and get prepared for the coming hard times. Semper Fi, Godspeed. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours.